He 18 of June from 2018, underscore at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, in the city from Deerfield Beach, Florida, state joined, the famous rapper XXXTENTACION he left of your residence to withdraw a sum considerable of money of the bank. Despite underscore of the warnings previews of others musicians of the half, the man he moved with tranquility in his BMW, apparently without concerns. After of withdraw $51,000 cash underscore and save them in a Louis Vuitton bag. Gee. He directed to the store of Riva Motorcycles Motorsports. This serious latest underscore place that I would visit, given that remained only some minutes in the establishment before of climb on your car to go to your mansion. However, his path was locked by a truck SUV, of the which two individuals emerged hooded and with red masks. Without mediate a word, they approached to the window of the driver, where he found XXXTENTACION, and you they shot until leave it unconscious. Subsequently, they took the bag with the $51,000 and they fled at all speed without being identified by eyewitnesses. He, 23 of January of 1989, XXXTENTACION came into the world in city of Plantation, Florida. His father, No, was present, and his mother, Cleopatra Bernard, was very young, and No, I could give you attention necessary. By it, therefore, XXXTENTACION was going of family in family until that term living with his grandmother. He little I craved attention of his mother, and in the school used to fight with other children with the end of call your attention, and that he would worry for him, although out for a few seconds. Was able of do anything by his mother. In a chance when a man tried to abuse of she, XXXTENTACION underscore defended, and it stabbed with a glass broken. This criminal act took its still underscore center of arrest of minors. This was her first problem with the justice. The violence had a very paper important in his life, just like that in its music. The family of XXXTENTACION was worried for him, and they feared that was a lost cause. So that I had some interest apart from the fights. His aunt, you proposed, joined to the choir of the school. This was a before and after in his life. Already that discovered that to through the music could channel your energy of positively, but still No could escape of their impulses. He launched his first simple, and although he received criticism for sexist lyrics from his first issue, his second song was praised by B a strong criticism to racism in USA, with a powerful music video that accompanied the lyrics. In it video they could see references to Emmett Till, a teen black murdered in 1955 by flirt with a woman white, Philando Castile, to who a police shot in 2016 later of arrest your car and ask your license of drive, and Heather Heyer, an activist that was run over while protested against supremacists whites in Charlottesville. From so, his career not did more than grow. All portals they talked about music of XXXTENTACION as the new one promise of the gender rap. His approach of the depression and discrimination sparked interest underscore of millions of people. Without embargo, Spotify eliminated their songs because, according to parameters of the platform, they incited the violence. In 2017, XXXTENTACION presented your album titled 17, and year underscore following launched his second job, an album that wore name underscore of a sign of question. Debuted directly in the #1 of the list Billboard 200 in all genres. Even received a disc of platinum. But while his career ascended, his personal life got worse and the old habits returned. Could not escape of your impulses violent, he involved in Fight Street in multiple occasions, and I enter and came out from jail underscore several times, always getting freedom underscore conditional. Arrived to accumulate a total of 7 charges for heist, assault, stabbing, and assault. To despite underscore this, his personal life improved in 2017. His couple informed him that I was waiting a son yours, but although the news underscore glad, the relationship No took intensing due to the complex personality of singer. During one of their discussions, XXXTENTACION hit seriously to Jennifer in the head and strangled her, but she achieved get free. Another chance, tried to cut him the hair and the face nails on scissors and threatened with murdering her and to his future son. Yah continued bothering, he also resorted to psychological manipulation, threatening with take off the life if she had left. Jeneba reported him by domestic violence, thus adding a new post of aggravated assault by he bond. The complaint he did public, and XXXTENTACION was left under arrest domiciliary. Without embargo, he not young lost the time and spent $1.4 million for buy one mansion in Parkland, Florida. The property of 6,000 feet squares counted with 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and a swimming pool. Always had wished have a big house where feel comfortable. He presented in view of the neighbors like a man calm and friendly, improving his behavior. In May of 2018, a judge granted him a permit to carry out a tour. However, there was nothing changed. The hits and kicks continued being common in their relationship. The situation reached a point in that when Jeneba wanted to go to the hospital by wounds, XXXTENTACION denied to let her go and took her to an apartment where they locked her up and you confiscated her phone. When the Women Achievement escaped, contacted the police, XXXTENTACION was arrested by illegal detention, by rape or freedom conditional. He 1st of May would face a trial on charges of violence domestic, accumulating a total of 15 accusations against him. Could deal more of 10 years of prison again. He rapper continuous living his life with normal, as nothing would have happened. He 18 of June public a publication in its account of Instagram, which called the attention of their 8 millions of followers, now that he singer kept a low profile and rare time he published something. In the history, he could read very excited by a event beneficial for programs of prevention of domestic violence that I had planned for this end of week in Florida. Seemed to be trying improve his reputation, but this publication would convert in its last sign of life. That the same day, XXXTENTACION he directed next to a friend to a bank in Fort Lauderdale Beach for withdrawal $51,000. The saved in its bag Louis Vuitton and path toward a store of motorcycles call-up engines. To the few minutes he left of the place, and he went up to his car, a BMW. He singer went unnoticed among so many objects luxurious. When he arranged to go out of the place in your car, a truck SUV deviated and blocked him past. 2 men hooded and with masks, red ones, emerged from the vehicle, while others were waiting in his steering wheel. They approached the window of the driver, where XXXTENTACION was found, and without immediate word, one of the men shooting repeatedly until leave it unconscious. They took the bag contained the $51,000, leaving some in his soil that they fell in his path. Then they returned to the van, and they moved away at full speed. He friend turned out injured, but I enter in state of shock. Tens of people who were in the street, they witnessed the terrible event, and they approached for. He singer, he was still alive. Quickly, the police county of Broward arrived to the place, and XXXTENTACION went carried to hospital by the units of emergency. Once in his center doctor, they tried save him, but was useless. So fast as reached the fame, XXXTENTACION left the world. Within a few hours of that homicide he made public, they started to circular videos by the networks where it looked moment when XXXTENTACION was injured in his car while it was assisted by the people that they found in area. Hours further late, he spread in internet new videos where he could observe people with tickets that had collected of the street after of the heist. The fact there was converted in an event media. Yes, okay, mistakes abounded of I respect. No were missing condolences. Certain followers of the rapper he gathered in the corner where passed away to surrender a tribute, completely disconsolate. Rapper Kanye West dedicated a emotional message in your account of Twitter for XXXTENTACION, where I wanted him to rest in peace, said how inspiring had been for he and you, thanked by his existence. Almost 10 days later, 27 of June, he performed wake of XXXTENTACION. A enormous crew of people went to the Pavilion Sports in Sunrise, Florida, where he found coffin to render tribute and give his last goodbye to rapper. The ceremony, it lasted a whole day. During that month, the fame of XXXTENTACIon No did more than grow. One of the subjects of his latest album, Sad, arrived to lead the list Billboard Hot 100 and managed a record of 104 million of reproductions on the platform of Spotify. The relatives of the artist were completely heartbroken, and they demanded that the murderers were found. Far from consider that was a theft that he left evil, they stated that the death of XXXTENTACIon was premeditated. The fans were in favor agreement with family members, and they began to emerge all guy of theories. The one that most resounded between the followers was that pointed to Soldier Kid, acquaintance rapper, as the perpetrator of the crime. The singer had written in Twitter 1 week before of the incident that XXXTENTACIon he was going to die Monday 18 because someone _ would shoot. There was also published a photography in their network's social with a red mask similar to that they had the responsible of the murder. Suspicions increased when their followers, they remembered that the rapper public in a story of Instagram minutes before of the crime, where I saw him carrying a weapon _ side of a bag of food and also showed its location 7 minutes of where occurred on murder. He turned in news, and Solder had that go to clarify publicly that was not involved, even assured no who was XXXTENTACIon. However, days after took a strange decision to publish the video clip of your song, Buttery, where you saw next to rest of the members of his band, carrying weapons of fire identical to the described by the witnesses of homicide of XXXTENTACIon. Besides, in several occasions of video they saw the mentioned red masks. What else called attention _ of people _ was a line of the song where he complained to one girl for having love of XXXTENTACIon and know of thee. Rapper Solder Jojo also posted a photography with a mask red in your head and the letters XXXTENTACIon. Video caused great stir, and his fans came out defended, justifying the use of the letters XXXTENTACIon, arguing that it was also name of the band to which they belonged. Although fame _ of Solder grew up, his reputation was stained for always, and the thousands of reproductions in his video clip, they erased the accusation of murder. All internet condemned to the alleged murderers, while that some they theorized that had used the crime of XXXTENTACIon to advertise your new song. While the world I thought, the agents they carried to cape their own research. The police of the county of Broward interviewed dozens of witnesses who were present nearby of the scene of the crime, and everyone was of agreement in what the murderers were 2 men, African Americans who were hooded. That shooting gun carried the iconic mask red. They both fled in a van color dark. The agents could access to the videos of the camera surveillance inside and outside of the store of motorcycles, where could see the van arriving at the fair store when XXXTENTACIon and his friend they entered. Both men with their faces visible _ they continued inside. One of they performed a small purchase, and then they returned to the truck about 10 minutes after. XXXTENTACIon and his friend. They tried to leave, but the van, the blocking. The men hooded they were identified quickly like Michael Budward and Newton, of 24 and 20 years respectively. He first was identified as shooter major, and Newton as shooter secondary. However, the youths they carried 2 out the crime alone. I also could see a man called Williams, 22 years old, driving the van, and to a room man called Robert Allen, of the same age, in inside vehicle, possibly ready to act as booster in view of some unexpected. Williams was arrested the 20th of June and faced charges by first murder _degree, heist of a car, and by break your freedom conditional. Once in the police station, was identified by an employee of Riva Engines. The person that he claimed to be a client usual declared that I had knowledge of that his friends were planning a heist. Without, however, the police imprisoned to Bothright by charges related with drugs, although _reality had 1 order of arrest for the murder of Singer. After carry out a try with your footprints fingerprints, they discovered that they coincided with the found in the door of the BMW _ rapper. Williams and Bothright, they were low custody of the weight of the judgment. While therefore the police captured Newton and Allen, but they still needed more evidence to go to the murderers after the bars. The agents of the county of Broward reviewed the telephone cell phones of the alleged murderers, where they found incriminating evidence. Newton and Allen had recorded videos where them saw posing with handfuls of tickets of $100 hours later to commit the murder. The messages of text of day of the shooting also they left in evidence. In the weeks before the trial arose a new theory that implied to the renowned rapper Drake. XXXTENTACION had had an argument with the singer then of that this will take out his song KMT, the which sounded very looks like your success, Luck It I. By that reason, it accused of plagiarism. The fight I do not finish there. XXXTENTACION started to talk about Hatline Blink, one of the greatest hits of the musician Canadian. The discussion between XXXTENTACION and Drake reached unexpected levels. XXXTENTACION accused Drake of copying his style and despised his career, even talking evil of his mother in a video in a live of Instagram. Besides, it accused of trying to copy your accent Jamaican. Drake, by your part, rest importance to the comments from XXXTENTACION. The situation still climbed further when other rapper came out in defense of Drake, warning to XXXTENTACION about the possible consequences of continue criticizing Drake, mentioning the gangs in Chicago that could take retaliation. After comings and goings turns, XXXTENTACION apologized publicly, although days before of his death public, a story in Instagram hinting that, yeah, someone was trying to kill him, there was been Champing Poppy, the name of user that Drake used in the social network. Hours later, he deleted his message and clarified that the differences between him and Drake had been resolved. To weigh of this, the tensions between both artists could to have taken to Drake to be considered as suspicious in the case. Few months after of the murder of XXXTENTACION, he launched a highly song controversial in which Underscore suggested that the rapper deserved what that you had happened and that had spoken too much. It would alive. Drake was repeatedly cited for him court for to declare, but I never know presented due to the pandemic and the disputes legal that they delayed the case. Finally, the 7th of February of 2023, 4 years after of the murder, the process judicial officially began. Williams, Newton, and Allen were accused of first murder _ degree. All he declared innocent, except one. Unexpectedly, at principle of the case, one of the accused testified against _ their friends, admitting that he had gathered that day with the intention of committing a heist. They went to the store of motorcycles for buy a mask for Williams, but when you see the rapper, they decided to turn it into his aim. This accused he declared guilty of be accomplice of the heist, but no of the homicide. He lawyer of Williams, Mauricio Padilla, argument that the DNA found in he body of the artist did not match with he of the accused, and stood out that the person in charge of the death by XXXTENTACION was in that court. He also highlighted that weapons, the masks, and he money, they were never found. Without, however, the prosecution argued against this, affirming that after of the arrest of Williams, the others involved they had time to hide the evidence. Besides, they pointed out that the lack DNA _ excluded them from the list of suspects, and that the cell phones they showed that the accused they were together near the store motorcycles in it, moment of the murder. The data of Bluetooth located in the truck used in he crime. After of 7 days of deliberations, the 20th of March, Bot Drive, Williams, and Newton were found guilty of homicide premeditated and robbery _ hand navy. The accused they put afoot one by one to be handcuffed by a sheriff, showing indifference and missing of repentance. To the go out of the enclosure, Padilla commented to several media of communication that believed that your customer had a judgment fair. He pointed that one of the witnesses crucial for your defense was injured, and to others they are prohibited to declare. Also lashed out against _ prosecutor's office and the detectives, accusing them of carry out an ineffective investigation and of no consider to other possible suspects, as Drake. He 7 of April that same year, the judge of district of the county of Broward sentenced to Bot Drive, Williams and Newton to life imprisonment. He only that came out unscathed was Allen thanks to their testimonials. It's possible that his sentence underscore reduce considering the time that already ha passed in prison. It that could lead to his prompt release. One of the aspects still without resolve in this extensive case is he murder of XXXTENTACION that go on being an enigma and a sign of question. It is also he name of his second and last album before the incident. Well, wait, you have enjoyed he video, let me you opinion in the comments. No forget subscribe, give him like and activate the bell notifications for that no tea lose of our next videos.